So the one thing I think we need to think about is, okay, and I don't want to name the celebrities, but there's a story of a real famous celebrity woman and a famous athlete. And she said to him, listen, let's just date and be single, but when we get together, and we'll have fun. And he said, no. You need to be mine. I don't want you dating anybody else, and we're going to be together. And she's like, no, let's just be single because we have our schedules are conflicting. And he said, no, I want to be with you. She's like, well, but don't cheat on me. And he said, no. Long story short, 3 months later, she found out he's cheating. So the thing is, this guy shouldn't have been in a relationship. And she was smart enough to know that. So do we sometimes force people, men and women, to get together, to pair bond, to have kids, when fundamentally they weren't designed to do that?
But no, I don't think anyone's forcing anybody. Like Carm said, when people come to us with a goal, like it could be, like I have 2 clients that lost their wives. They're not looking to remarry. They're looking to go have wonderful conversation with somebody, maybe go golfing, go to a movie, go to dinner, maybe have a cuddle or kiss or something, or sex. Like our job is to help them life design and to fit whatever their personal goal is. I myself am not attached to the concept of marriage. I'm attached to connection. And
what about monogamy?
Who are you? That's up to the people.
Correct.
That's up to them. Like,
absolutely.
why would I judge what someone else wants to do? But you're right. I think a lot of people think that they have to get married. We've been together a year. It's time for marriage.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, am I equipped for marriage? Do we have those nuts and bolts? Do we have the love, or do we have the chemistry and the love affair? But if you, like what you said earlier, it would be kind of a break, like a Disneyland, if someone came to me and said, you know what, April, even if it doesn't matter, even if we just have fun for like 2 days, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Here's a list.
But actually,
putting all the other stuff together, how you celebrate life, religion, politics, children, all that stuff is very deep and very complicated and very time consuming.
So can I suggest something as a man?
Yeah.
So
You're the only man here.
what if, and this is what I suggest to some when I work with women, they're like, well, he wasn't right, or where are we going, or where's the future? So either it's my personal life or when I coach. And I said, just enjoy today, and then enjoy tomorrow, and then enjoy the next day.
Right.
And then you look back at 90 days, you're like, we've had a good 3 months together. So as opposed to, is he right for me long term? Just build a sequence of days together, and then you realize, shit, I can't be without this person.
Exactly.
And to me, whereas I think a lot, and I don't want to just say women, there are guys who are similar too, they're looking for a partner. I just think it's so dangerous, as opposed to just, can you enjoy that person's company for 2, 3, 4 days in a row? And then you realize a week later, you're like, hey, I need to spend more time with you.
Right.
Yeah, if people dated like that, I think there'd be a lot less stress.
Less divorce.
Less stress, less divorce, if they could be really chill about it, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because my brother, who's late 40s, who is still single, who I've tried to match, and he's accepted matches, but he said fundamentally the other day, the most real thing, he's like, marriage is work. Like I don't know and I had another person that said, I don't know that I want to work that much. I literally had a client.
You don't know yourself. I
literally had a client that was just like, he was married for 20 years, and is dating with variety to have fun, like dating to have fun, and he's being really like more coaching client versus matchmaking client. And I looked him straight in the eye and I said, if you meet somebody who meets all of your criteria, would you continue to date this person? He said, no, probably not, because I had that. It's variety. Eventually, things will change, and I know for me that's not what I want. I want variety. I want to have fun. I don't want to have the stress, and so that's what happiness looks like for him. I'm not going to judge that. Mm-hmm. So it's important to be clear on it, but it is true. I don't personally, as a romantic person, I feel like I love the romance, and one of my traits is being idealistic, right? Watching the fairy tale romance and happily ever after. That's what I'd like to strive for, and that's why I became a matchmaker, is to help people find that love. But it is true. A lot of times that is more work. It's not always the natural fit. So are you equipped for that?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. I don't know if everybody's willing to do that kind of self-assessment though, because they want what they want and they think that a partner is the solve. Or
Yeah.
I had a couple recently that he said, I want you to be
Up to you, he's saying this.
to his partner.
Oh.
I want you to be philanthropic. I want you to go give. And I'm like, why? Why do you need your partner to do that? Are you trying to fulfill something within yourself by the partner
Having
doing
a
it?
partner who does that. Yeah, it's
Right?
like,
Yeah.
we need that by proxy.
Like everybody
Yeah.
wants, like, I want a partner
Yeah.
who's well traveled. It's like, why? What does that do for your relationship, right? Like, I always say, well, then they're well traveled. Like it doesn't actually shift or change how you treat each other just
That's
because the
right.
person's traveled to every country.
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
you know, when you went to the Matchmakers Alliance and we recently met in Mexico, you gave a great talk. Was it about was it conscious matchmaking or what was?
Mine was about authentic, like bringing your authentic self to everything we do.
Right. And before we had 80 matchmakers from all over the world talking about their different process. But at the foundation or start of matchmaking, you have them do a lot of work on self, correct?
Always.
And then where does the authentic piece, where are people inauthentic? Like I'd love to hear that.
I think people are inauthentic when they don't trust that whatever they have, like whatever you were literally like, whatever you arrived in this world with, right? People underestimate the power of those say traits. I think we all have certain like soul traits, right? That we come into this world, we have these things, but they can seem so basic that we build on those and we think, no, I need to be this and I need to be that. So it's not that they're being so disingenuous or trying to fake somebody out. It's they're not trusting that whatever they have to offer, a friendship, a relationship, any kind of business partnership, isn't enough. So they paint things on. It's like this whole talk about vulnerability. It's like vulnerability is just transparency in its highest form, right? And so when people say, well, I'm being vulnerable, I shared how much I'm in pain and how scared I am of a new relationship and I don't want you to hurt me. I'm being vulnerable with you. That's not vulnerability. That's fear. Vulnerability is, hey, you know what? Like, let's see where this goes and let's just try and I'm going to free fall. That's true vulnerability. So I feel like a lot of people don't do enough self-assessment and they're too self-critical. And so when you're self-critical, you're going to paint stuff on rather than just like, this is me. But it's not okay to say, I'm frightful and I'm always angry. Hey, deal with it. That's me. No, that's not the authenticity of the person. That's the cover behavior of that person, right?
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake that a lot of singles make is, and I say it often, people look for the qualities they don't have in that
Other
partner.
people.
So here's my empty cup.
Yeah, go fill
Or
it.
here's my empty cup or my half full cup, but it's missing 25% of empathy. So can you bring the empathy to the relationship, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I think that's the biggest deal.
Oh,
So
yeah.
do
Or like
you
the
think-
guy that's really shy and wants the woman that's really outgoing. I'm like,
Yeah.
good luck with that.
but like, can you really handle it? Like this is a
No.
conversation. I'm having a conversation with Neil about a lot of different things because, as well, I think, and we've said this I know I've coached this as matchmakers. Try to date somebody outside of your norm, outside of your box, because you only know what you know, and you keep attracting the same person. Then do something different, right? Sorry, you were gonna ask a question.
No, I was going to say, I've tested a lot of married couples, like couples that have been together for a long time. And I've given them this personality assessment. And what's interesting is they answer most of the questions almost the exact same for successfully married couples. So you guys mentioned that sometimes if someone is low in empathy, they want to get empathy to fill their cup. I actually think that happens more in dating, not in actual marriage. Because in dating,
successful marriage.
successful
Yeah, got it.
marriages.
Yeah.
So what I've found in the data that I've given for successfully married people, they see the world the exact same almost.
Yeah.
When in dating though, they're trying to find, hey, he's empathetic, she's not. It's a little bit different,
Yeah. Yep.
right? So like, someone who's shy will date someone who's flamboyant. Someone who's authoritative might date someone who's a little bit more submissive. But I don't think that in long-term successful relationships that works.
I 100%
Only in the
agree.
bedroom. I'm just kidding.
No, I agree with that, which is why
Yeah.
it's why I created a self-assessment because
Yes.
the customer might say, I'm shy, I need gregarious. I've never traveled, I want somebody who's traveled.
Yeah.
But my test actually finds those things and marks it, like basically marks it so that it shows as a don't do this.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So even though someone is saying that they want it, we always say, how does it feel to want? Or like, get in line. Would you like fries with that? Like you're right. Married couples. That's why they say like sometimes people start kind of like looking like each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm not surprised because over that long-term study of married couples, the 5 most important key life values, I hope I have this memorized. I know some of them really well. Your views on family and kids, your views on finance and money, your views on career,